Please all rise. En el nombre del Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo. Amén. Dios de todo, te implorame con usted, bendecí con este servidor público y guía el pensamiento y corazón para servir con usted y el pueblo con honestía, sinceridad y integridad para el bien y el progreso de todo. Amén. En nombre del Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo. Amén. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa kanyang bansa sinasagisag na may danghal katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makakalikasan, makatao at makabansa. I am a Philippine councilor mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts, and as I heed the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart, and shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Roll call, Mr. Secretary.
The Honorable City Vice Mayor Romel Agan, the Honorable Miguel Alavar III, the Honorable Albert Atilano Sr., the Honorable Crisanto de la Cruz, the Honorable John Dalipe,
Present.
the Honorable Aljihan Eding, the Honorable Juan Climaco Elago II, the Honorable Vincent Paul Elago, the Honorable Benjamin Gingona IV, the Honorable Tunku Hanapi, the Honorable Cesar Jimenez, the Honorable Joselito Macrohon, the Honorable Lilibeth Nuño, the Honorable Kimaradan Olaso, the Honorable El King Umaga, the Honorable Josephine Pareja, the Honorable Jerry Perez, the Honorable Carrie John Pioc, the Honorable Rogelio Valesco Jr., and the Honorable Jimmy Villaflores. There are 13 members present. Your Honor, there is a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Item E, Mr. Floor Leader.
Your Honor, we are moving for the approval of the minutes of the 31 and the 33rd regular session of the August body held on October 15 and November 5, 2019 respectively. I move for its approval, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Parea, Olaso, De La Cruz, Valesco, Umaga, Hanapi, Pioc, Elago VP. Any comment? Any objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved. Next.
F.1, may we ask the City Secretary to
Item
please read.
F.1, proposed ordinance number 2020-10 entitled an ordinance granting Mr. Saladin A. Bilin a franchise to operate and maintain a flea market at Zone 8, Barangay Ayala, Zamboanga City, authored by Honorable Cesar Jimenez.
Your Honor, I move for its approval on first reading.
Seconded by Member Eding Nuño Umaga, VP Elago. Olaso, Mr. Secretary, please take note of the
Co-sponsored.
members who are co-sponsoring the ordinance.
Your Honor, I move.
Any objection? No objection. The motion is approved.
We move, Your Honor, that this will be referred to and take, as the lead committee will be the Committee on Markets and together with the Committee on Ordinance. Any other market, no? Kailang pwede.
Any objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved. Next.
Second ordinance, Your Honor.
Item F.2, proposed ordinance number 2020-11 entitled an ordinance granting Mr. Ibrahim Husin a franchise to operate and maintain a flea market at Zone 4, Barangay Zambowood, Zamboanga City, authored by Honorable Cesar Jimenez.
Your Honor, I move for its approval of first reading.
Seconded by Member Pioc, Umaga, Olaso, Eding, Hanapi, Nuño. Any comment? Objection? Please take note. Mr. Secretary.
We move, Your Honor, that the lead committee.
Any objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved.
Your Honor, considering this is the same as the F.1, we have the Committee on Public Markets and together with the ordinance.
Any objection? No objection. The same is hereby approved.
F.3, Your Honor.
F.3, proposed ordinance number 2020-12, an ordinance establishing the Zamboanga Leaders and Heroes Center, appropriating funds for its structures, tributes, and remembrances and other purposes, authored by the Honorable Rogelio Valesco Jr.
Your Honor, I move for its approval on first reading.
Seconded by Member Nuño, Elago VP, Pioc, Eding, Olaso, De La Cruz, Atilano, Pareja, Macrohon, Umaga. Please take note. Any objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved.
Your Honor, we move that the committees on tourism, no? Tourism, tourism, infrastructure, and committee on education, and of course, the committee on ordinance. We made the lead committee on this for the second reading, Your Honor. I move accordingly.
Any objection? Chair hearing none. The same is hereby approved.
G.1, Your Honor, committee reports. We shall hear, Your Honor, the report on the Committee on Ordinances Resolution, together with the committees on Market Slaughterhouse, on Health, Sanitation, on Pollution, Waste Management, on Games, Amusement, on Ways and Means, per public hearing on January 23, 2020, Your Honor.
May we recognize
Is
the...
Councilor Sang coming in? Because this, yeah, Carolite Todo, one time. This is a report, Your Honor, consisting of many titles. So we just hold it in abeyance, pending. We'll just lay it on the table, Your Honor.
Okay,
And we'll
hold
proceed
in abeyance.
further.
Next.
G.2, Committee on Environment, Natural Resources, per meeting held on January 30, City Sanitary Landfill. May we ask the, also, Elitamen. So, Environment is still Attorney Sang. We will just put, hold in abeyance, Your Honor, pending his arrival.
Okay, hold in abeyance item G.2. Next.
Also with G.3, Your Honor, considering this is the report made by Councilor Sang.
G.3, hold in abeyance.
H.1, Your Honor, will hold in abeyance, Your Honor, considering the report has not yet been submitted, Your Honor.
Okay, hold in abeyance H.1.
So we proceed, Your Honor, business of the day. We have an undated letter signed by the occupants and tenants of bleachers B. Joaquin F. Enriquez Sports Complex, Your Honor, appealing the August body to let them retain and use the stalls for reasons herein mentioned. May we ask, Your Honor, whether any of the representative of the stall owners are present today? Chene, Taki.
None.
So we'll just hold this in abeyance, Takiba?
Noted.
Ah,
May we recognize member Pareha regarding I.1.
The August body has already decided on this issue, Mr. Chair, and I think the area where the Bureau of Fire, no, kay Chen man kita improvement del building del Bureau of Fire in the present area, the Ilaara, so will be transferred in the same area. So we already decided on this matter before, and hopefully this issue is now settled na, Mr. Chair, that we will not allow any more stalls in that area.
Okay. Noted and file.
Your Honor.
Comment?
Your Honor.
Member Atilano, you are recognized.
But, Mr. Chair, prior to what Councilor Pinpin had said, we already decided that after the renovation of the sport complex, because the sport community needs it very badly, and in fact, they do not have, most of them are still holding their training center and offices outside. We want them to put in one place. Since they utilized that for several years already, then we decided to give that back to sport, no, prior to the coming of the fire department. But since fire department needs also a space wherein their main office now will be rehabilitated, so we agreed that they will stay there for the meantime until such time their building will be completed, and that will be turned over to sport.
Thank you, Member Atilano. So we'll just noted and file this letter. Okay, noted and filed. Next.
Your Honor, we see the presence of Councilor Jimenez. May we ask him There are three reports, G.1, G.2, and G.3.
No, committee report.
Committee report.
And G.1, Committee on Ordinances and Resolutions. Member Jimenez, you are recognized.
Good morning, Your Honor, please. This is a report of the Committee on Ordinances and Resolutions joined with the committees on. I think I will still limit it with the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources. I move for the acceptance of the report.
Second.
Seconded by Member Elago, Umaga, De La Cruz, Hanapi, Olaso, Valesco, Perez, Parea, Nuño. Any objection? No objection. The motion is approved.
Slaughterhouses, no. To the committee. One moment, Mr. Chair. G1 is, I think it should be jointly with the committees on market and slaughterhouse, health and sanitation, pollution and waste management, game and amusement, ways and means. As there are several matters mentioned in the report. To start with is the grant of an ordinance granting a franchise to Ms. Noreen de los Reyes to operate and maintain a flea market at MCLL Highway, making business under the name Aderas Flea Market. Upon motion of one of the primary sponsor, Member Edding, the applicant now is Noreen de los Reyes. For reasons mentioned as per records presented by this representation, Mr. Chairman, during the conduct of the public hearing. So I move that this part of the report be approved, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Member Elago, VP Nuño, Eding, Piok, Olaso, Hanapi, Valesco, Umaga. And Atilano. Any comment? Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
With that part of the report having been approved by the plenary, Mr. Chairman, it appears on the agenda under item H1 that the grant of the franchise be scheduled for second reading, considering the absence of the report to be submitted by the engineer's office within a period of 10 days, as mentioned in the report. The franchise, the ordinance itself cannot be submitted for approval on second reading. Just a note. Insofar as the second proposed ordinance number 219-37 requiring the proper harvesting, storage, and utilization of the rainwater, for reasons mentioned that we have to request the City Water District to submit their comments on two sections and to give them 10 days from receipt of the request on the issue of the standard volume size of tank and to be submitted to the plenary. I wanted this ordinance already to be reported out, but we have to wait for the comment of the Zamboanga City District. But with respect to the amendments introduced already in the proposed consolidated ordinance, Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of the report on that basis.
Seconded by
That
Member Eding, Umaga, Olaso, Parea, Atilano, Ilago VP, Pioc, Valesco, Hanapi. Any comment? Objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved.
Continuing further, Mr. Chairman, with respect to proposed ordinance 219-98, an ordinance establishing the franchise to operate a feria or country fair amusement games. Serious objection was raised by Member Eding. Reservations were made by other members present during the conduct of the public hearing. The chair, however, decided that this matter be referred to the City Legal Office for further study. In particular, whether the Sangguniang Panlungsod has the power to grant such franchise under the provisions of law, in particular the local government code. Although the chairman has manifested his position on the matter. I move for the approval of the report.
Seconded
On
by
that matter,
Member
Mr. Chair.
Ilago VP, Pioc, Eding, Umaga, Hanapi, Nuño, Olaso, Pareha. Any comment? Objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved. Next, G2.
G2. The same G2, Your Honor.
G2, Member Jimenez.
Yes. I'm still recognized for purposes, Member Nuño. For purposes of the report on item G2, Mr. Chairman, this is now the Committee of the Whole, presided over by the Chairman, the Committee of Natural Resources and Environmental Protection, with me as the Chairman. I move for the acceptance of the report, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Member De La Cruz, Pioc, Nuño, Pareha, Atilano, Umaga. Any objection? Chair hearing none. The motion is approved.
The members of the council who were present during the discussion of the pending ordinances before the Committee on Ordinance and Resolution, upon motion of Member Villaflores, the body was turned into a Committee of the Whole, and the Chairman of the Committee of Natural Resources chaired the Committee of the Whole relative to the ocular inspection conducted by some members of the council with respect to the situation at the landfill brought about by a motion, a resolution authored by Member Valesco. The report is self-explanatory. We had a good discussion on the matter, Mr. Chairman. The department heads of the OCNR and the city engineers, among others, were present. And recommendations were made by the Committee of the Whole. First is to require the contractor to deliver the contracted volume of 4,000 cubic for soil covering, applying it on the walls of the tipping area at least 20 meters wide to protect the liner during landfill operations, and the rest of the volumes be applied at the side walls in an uphill or cross slope direction, starting from the bottom up to a suitable height. Therefore, we have to adopt a resolution. I move accordingly to require the contractor on this matter, Mr. Chairman.
To require
Seconded.
what? May we be to require the contractor
To deliver the contracted volume,
Okay.
because it's not that, yeah.
Seconded by Member Nuño, Eding, Valesco, Olaso, Hanapi, Perez, Umaga, Pareha, Elago, Kim. Any Comment, objection? Comment, Member Macron.
I think, Your Honor, nisita kita ponrekel number of days. Kay Beneportante El Tiempo.
Period.
Period, yes.
Period.
I think the last committee hearing and mentioned kita something about 15 days.
Yeah,
Also
I think the comment of Member Macron is well taken, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
The delivery should be immediately upon request. So the 15-day period to give way to the opening of cell number 2 within a period of 15 days.
Okay.
So
15
the
days.
delivery should be immediate.
15 days from today.
Yes, most likely from receipt of the
Huh?
resolution.
Okay. 15 days from the receipt of the resolution.
Yes. But the delivery should be immediate upon receipt of the resolution to give way so as to prepare the engineer's office and the OCNR to make available cell number site 2 within a period of 15 days from receipt of this resolution.
Any other comment? Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
The city engineer is requested, Mr. Chairman, to adopt measures to protect the liners to avoid any damage or deterioration of lining materials due to its exposure after applying the soil cover. I move that a resolution on this matter be adopted, Mr. Chairman. I move accordingly.
Seconded by Member Umaga, Valesco, Eding, Olaso, Gingona, Nuño, Hanapi, Perez, Parea, De La Cruz. Any comment? Any objection? No objection, the motion is approved.
It's my position that to request from the city engineer's office to submit the change order of the plan would, to my mind, would be moot and academic because the thing was done already. So I will move forward to number 4. And this is the most important thing, Mr. Chairman, is to request from the city engineer's office and the office of the city environment and natural resources with the contract to work hand in hand, look for ways and means, and to address and explore ideas for the immediate solution within 15-day period to make the cell number 2 operational within 15 days counted from receipt of this resolution. I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Member Umaga, Nuño, Gingona, Piok, Macrohon, Atilano, Perez, Parea, Hanapi, Elago, BP. Any comment? Any objection? No objection, the motion is approved.
With the report made and the acceptance of the report, Mr. Chairman. Yeah,
Comment, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Member.
I've just finished, Member Pareja. The committee of the whole is deemed no longer in existence. Thank you.
I have comment, Your Honor.
Yes, Member Parea.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The other day, I was with Engineer Chris Navarro, Mr. Chair, and we've been talking about the sanitary landfill, and good to know, very soon, pwede gani kita usa LCL number 2, Mr. Chair. For cuantos años, no, they promise ay kaba LCL number 2 ang Sinadia, but siguro tambak ka LCL number 1, Altura Basura na cell number 1, baka sakto lang para pwede pone na cell number 2. And with this, Mr. Chair, I also called up Ma'am Dindin regarding the budget of the cell number 3, and sad to note, no ipagalit kita pondo na cell number 3. And looking back, kwanto anyo kita ya as cell number 2, if you are not going to put budget ngayon pa lang for cell number 3, baka lleno ya gayod cell number 2, hindi pa kita pwede prinsipya cell number 3. And one of the suggestion daw of Ray Gonzales is that hindi pa nesesita pondo kay Talipa El Cell number 2. With that, Mr. Chair, may I also pass a resolution because naipakita prepara el supplemental budget di aton, might as well with the supplemental budget natin ngayon na papasok, ponay kita pondo para na construction del cell number 3, Mr. Chair. Kay sabi kita el cell number 2, baka hindi ang sa 2 anyo, liano yata minkel. And the construction itself will take how many years para akaba el un cell di ato, Mr. Chair? With the experience na cell number 2. And with this, I move that we pass a resolution requesting city for additional or for a budget of 100 million for the construction of cell number 3. I said the 100 million, Mr. Chair, because I talked to Engineer Chris Navarro and he said 100 million na daw would be enough para pwede kita pone otra vez uno cell pa ulit para hindi mas kita akil abla. We have all the time no to prepare for that cell number 3. Hindi mas kita abla karang-karang paspasan nila sida for the construction of the cell number 3. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Seconded by Member
I
Elago
will
Kim.
just co-sponsor the
Eddie.
resolution because I was about to introduce that. Because that was
Co-sponsored by
discussed.
Member
Yes. Anyway,
Jimenez.
I'll give since member, I was about to introduce that resolution
Comment.
as chairman of the Committee on Environment.
Comment Member Gingona, then Elago Elago Kim, then Member Olaso, and Member Macron.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just for the information of the body, during the meetings of the PPP, the Private Public Partnership Council, it was mentioned also that there's a private entity that the local government has been, moving in talks of doing land mining in the sanitary landfill. Although we support the anticipation of the Cell 3 Abria, but there will be land mining also. Meaning to say, akal mga basura alyak, kusa pwede pa man-recover na mismo landfill, man-recover sila. So, maskin pakimodo, pwede kita menora el transfer of waste from 1 to 2 to 3. Chani land mining alya.
Yes, Member Elago Kim.
Alyan ang Kim.
Your Honor, I attended the committee hearing, Your Honor. LDMI impression, with due respect ng mga auto, baka auto tamin sila pensa. LDMI impression niya, two of our departments were not working together. One had one idea, the other one okay lang. So, el contractor, no sabi ko kung kinsigi, etc., etc. May we pass a resolution or I don't know whether we need na next time si Akaya cell number 3, considering it is the ENRO at the Engineer Gonzales amultan receive corner project end user, pwede kita assess sila a lead agency, meaning the contractor will be following the instructions being made by the lead agency. Kaya kasi sucede, if I'm not mistaken, with due respect, hindi yung blame ko na, it appears that city engineer, tablet city engineer, pwede ase, okay lang se. El auto tamen, si Attorney Engineer Gonzales was saying, hindi si pwede, unacceptable se. So, el contractor followed the engineer, the city engineer, na yung follow ko nila, no? So, next time, we pass a resolution that in this kind of project, cell site, let the design, let the end user, meaning the department that will use it, be the one who will be the lead agency. El man dictate si cosa el mga conditions, parameters of the construction. So that at the end, it will be satisfied. It will be well received. Akel, I move accordingly subject to style.
We'll
styling
first
for-
rule the motion of Member Parea
The motion is,
We still have
the
a pending motion.
the next cell
Teka.
site that will be constructed, the lead agency will be the ENRO.
Any
Senro.
any objection to the motion of Member Parea?
Okay. No, second.
Yes, any objection to the motion of Member Parea? No objection?
No.
So the motion is approved. Yes, Member Elago.
So my second motion, Your Honor, is considering. One second.
Any second to the
The new motion is that the lead agency of the third cell site, which should be OCNR, not the engineering. As a lead, the engineering will always be there to support technical advisor consultant.
any second to the motion of Member Elago Kim, seconded by Member Valesco, Macrohon, Pareha,
nakikita kasi.
Gingona. Comment?
Basta
Comment
akin,
not the
lead.
motion. Kay Tambu yung...
Okay.
Any comment to the motion of Member Elago Kim? No comment? Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Next item.
Comment pa.
Comment. Comment. Member Olaso. On your
Dalia from comment. Good morning. Thank you so much for the acknowledgement. This is very important. Talking about sanitary landfill, especially cell site number 2. As we all know, honorable bodies, we have been there last week conducting the actual inspection of the sanitary landfill. I've been observing since July, as what I've written in my report, that we're having problem pertaining to revision of contract. Kasi, when vessel contracted the landfill, may na deal agreement, tiene sila ko sa debe, aumenta o mengwa. Naara kita Goodwell's law, por eso siya dura. So when I won as city councilor and I took over the committee, the July, I followed it up in the city engineers, kaya por causa el dila talang makita change order, it was hold. Naikunese ase. So contractor for 1 month yung stop L construction. That is why ya kami nakita, ya regla kita kunese, and we're able to do the change order in just 1 week period of time. So nisita lang at kita, that's why in my former previous resolution niya pasayo, nisita at kita additional engineers na daton city engineers office. Kay bem palta ka daton engineer. Por eso, sumite yung resolution. I'm hoping that we can add some more engineers. Not only engineers, but including vehicles. Kaya na sila vehicles para andaban inspection. So
maybe the engineer must be, hindi lang ordinary civil engineer, pero akatala mo sila environmental engineer.
City engineers, palta kita para na construction site, and as well environmental engineers. Isita kita aumenta. And one more thing, I'm very happy pa sa si Councilor Pinpin Pareal resolution na Tanquan LL budget for the third sanitary landfill cell site number 3. But the problem is the situation dato na kinasyudad de Zamboanga that is just more on temporary cell site. Maybe the most we can put cell site number 4 or number 5 if we will purchase the adjacent lot. But hindi kita kumpral adjacent lot, sinibendel dueño. What will happen? May makita cell site doon na pwede po ni. Because in Zamboanga City, as per studies na EMB, that is the only area na pwede kita po niya sa landfill. Pwede sa landfill, Lumbangan, and Salaan. Now, my suggestion, we have to go for long-term solution. Kasi sa mga cell sites, short-term lang te. Talagang yan propose ka niya last time by Honorable Councilor BG Gingon, waste to energy. Bonito kel, but the problem is, pa ko niliban approved na EMB. Por eso, si pwede kita man pattern, naglalkosa ta sa Bulacan, Bulacan, tas sila, kel tala mo sila, chen sila next gen. concerning na garbage na Bulacan, ara dila garbage is hindi ya sila tala makita tabutan na cell site. Everybody's dumped in one site. Talagang sila na talaman sila nila compaction machine. Takalinta ko nagil for 24 hours operation and it can burn until 24 tons of garbage within 24 hours also. Ngayon, pollution approved by EMB, and aside from approved by EMB, tasali ko nila product, nila fuel, nila char, nila fertilizer, and nila tala makita ko sa baste absorbent sa lekel rugby. So that machine is very good. If we'll invest in that, that is worth 60 million daw kada machine. If we'll invest into that, that would be better. Kaya datong basura ay perdegat de berasan. Hindi tarikuy lang or esconde lang kita. So in lieu to that, I'm submitting a resolution asking the honorable body if we can approve for this funding so that we can put this equipment in both districts already. Hindi lang alyan na District 2, but including District 1, paral basura, hindi todo taliba paralya. Todo taliba namin na Distrito 1, we can cater both sides already. And I suggest if pwede sa kita ko na sa per barangay, para deberasan gat minoral daton basura for long-term period. Hindi lang for short-term kita taman apas kasi hasta kwando makita, si Aguera kay Aguera lang daton monte. If we really talk about environment, please help me support this. So I move accordingly, subject to style. Thank you.
Any second to the motion of
Second
Member
nyo.
Olaso,
With
seconded
with
by
an
Member Elago Kim, Perez, Umaga, Macrohon, Elago BP, Atilano. Comment
With an amendment.
Comment Member Kim Elago, then BP Elago.
Just amendment lang. Considering that on February 26, 27, we are in Manila, can we put 28 as a day that we can visit? Kasi Bulacan, sir,
Si.
lang kasi. It's just an hour away. Let's say 28 tarde, alauna, pwede kita bisita na Bulacan just to really make a feel.
Yeah.
Pwede kita mira.
Pwede.
And by 5 o'clock, kabaya kita, bolbea kita.
Pwede, pwede.
So-
Actually, they're willing to come to Zamboanga City and present this to us, but
Pero
since
mas po nito, tanya
since we
kita,
will
kaya
be
pwede
there,
kita mira operation.
that is more better.
Oh,
See.
so, with the amendment attached to the resolution that we will be allowed to stay and visit, asking the city secretary to make the necessary arrangement that on the 28th tarde, we will go to the PCSO morning del 28th. Morning del 28th. Your Honor, Aldimio, I was trying to maximize on the 28th morning, bisita kita PCSO office, liga tarde, anda kita na Bulacan.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Are
it
you-
will maximize the interest.
Are you amenable, Member
Amenable.
Olaso?
Thank you.
Any other
No
comment?
pwede kita senat no pwede kita set na 25 kay the mayor is asking 26 taki pa kita. So in fact, most of us will be leaving noon time after 26 kay PDL mayor na at least present kita na activities del 26. So 28, Your Honor, morning, afternoon for
Afternoon.
Bulacan.
Okay, thank you.
Comment on the motion of
For
Member
those who are available,
Olaso. Comment on the motion of Member Olaso. Member Jimenez, you're recognized.
You're asking for a budget already? What's the motion?
authority.
No, the
Member
motion of
Olaso.
authority is
The
different.
main motion of Member Olaso.
The main motion.
Well, the first motion is budget. If we can allocate budget for that.
We are allocating budget. We do not have yet the study.
Yeah.
We might as well first ask that a study be made.
Okay, no
We cannot just
problem.
ask the mayor's office to allocate fund for this purpose, allocate fund for that purpose.
Okay, no problem. I will
We
remove the
first ask
motion for the budget.
executive to make a study. And then whoever would like to go to Bulacan, you submit your report, send it to the executive.
Okay, noted, noted.
Because
Are
that
you-
is your observation. That should be considered in the study.
Okay, no
I think
problem.
that should be the
Member
case.
Olaso is amenable
I'm
to
amenable,
the
no problem.
amendment.
Thank you.
Any other comment to the motion? Member Elago, VP.
No, I don't know if I'm still doing this in connection with what Mr. Councilor Olaso is saying. Anyway, Your Honor, I just have a comment. Mine is when a couple of years ago, I and several councilors had a trip to San Mateo, Rizal. In San Mateo, Rizal, their landfill has been contracted to another company for purposes of biogas. You see, they have a power company that runs using the filth. Tausa sila con el basura para as a methane gas. So, I was just wondering if we could also consider a study on the possibility of that because there was, if I'm not mistaken, there was a proposal before. But I do not know what happened to that proposal. Ese, el basura todo, tarikuin na landfill, ali mismo na landfill, ay tapa sila con ese, kita yanda, no, Councilor Perez, para na San Mateo Rizal? I do not know, but there were some councilors who went there, and we really saw that it is doable. El basura, takeda, kuryente, and nina tanto, ablatu, menya con el basura pa po nina un lugar, staba na landfill. Alya mismo na landfill, tatapa sila con ese, kabartsene sila sistema, para ase con ese methane gas. So, I would like to suggest also that the city government consider that as an alternative power source for the city of Zamboanga. To be included in the study, Your Honor.
Any objection? Comment? Comment on the motion of Member Olaso.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bonito el idea, the member Olaso. Pero el mío lang, Your Honor, no? Inagadian, tasalta kita, takeda kita very advanced kung nalya atong plano. El kumigo lang is, let's go back to basic, no? Tiyan kita ordinansa, el di aton local government. Kasi el problema, hindi kita ta-implementa. Di ba? Tiyan kita ordinansa, no segregation, no collection policy. Ta-implementa ba? Tiyan kita ordinansa na si tabuta basura, takuhi. Ta-implementa ba? Tiyan na ordinansa na dapat yan MRF. Ta-implementa ba, city? So I think, Your Honor, before kita anda binlehos, andaanin kita na basic things, no? Konsentraanin kita kung nakil kay pirmiya lang kita ben very advanced di atong plano and yet ngay ko sa tapasa kay tabring ka kita hindi kita tan start na number 1. Di ba? So I think that el suggestion the council member Olaso manada beses siya sa yan propose na session. I think not only member Olaso, todo kita, no? Pierre Encina, sabi kita si todo Pierre Encina. And yet, el aton programa kina city, the basic ones, hindi kita tase, Your Honor. No, even el aton sanitary landfill gane, hindi preparaw. So, maybe man focus ane kita on the implementation alone del aton local ordinance, Your Honor. Suggestion lang, para at least pwede kita ma-accomplish things one at a time. No, makita bring ka kayo, kita dayon bin, kasi akel plano is, ano yan, siguro pwede kita kilasi, si implement na kita 100% ali aton mga local ordinance namin aki, sabi ang mga segregation ng mga households, no, even ang mga schools, ang mga estudyante, taki, pregunta kita kung mga estudyante, maski na estudyante, taki sila. Diba, tabla ka na school di ila, tayo siya segregation. Kaya pa mga waste bin alya, biodegradable, non-biodegradable, residual. Then segregate ang mga students. Pero what's the problem? Liga el collection, liga maybe el barangay, you know, with due respect on el barangay or even the city government compactor ta andalya. Kasi tayo kung segregated bins. Tapos na siyempre hunto todo na un lugar. Di ba? So, what for ang mga students man practice segregation? Sa LD aton community, LD aton barangay, LD aton city. Hindi man taas hindi man ta sige kunel ko sa tabla LD aton ordinansa. So maybe man focus ani kita on the strict implementation del aton local ordinance. Thank you.
Any objection to the motion of Member Olaso? Chair hearing none, the motion... Comment, Member Hanapi. Comment to the motion of Member Olaso. Any objection to the motion of Member Olaso? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Member Hanapi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Diyan na lang yung concern regarding the contractor engineers. If you remember last session, we discussed and we invited departments of engineers and other who are part of the project. LDM yung concern, the reason of the contractor aquel cuando ya hace el 45 degree el slope aquel ko ya queda 82 degree. So meaning we have to advise the contractor before he accept the project. Mira anay man ocular anay el project before accepting the project. Not acceptale una el project kabar si tiene mga cosa ya sali ali problema hugas kamay necesita hindi ansina. You should not leave the problem. You should be a part of the problem, resolve the problem. So my Mr. Chair, the new suggestion lang, siguro when we have another coming contractor for the project, we should ask a favor for them before accept the project. Studyaan ay what are the possible things that will happen. Si Kosa man, nisisita, he should be ready. Hindi lang si Chen mga problema ali, dehala, ablale, hindi ayo ali, noy mayayo ali. Amo lang kala din yo, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
May we, Member Jimenez for G.3. Last comment, Member Macrohon.
Response lang, Your Honor, kung Member Hanapi. In fairness naman kung el contractor, no, del di aton sanitary landfill, cell number 2, LL aka, I think, the second contractor de ese project. Okay? So, tiene pa contractor before kunele, kanya si kunel ground works. So, cuando i-accept tali kun ese project, and bidding ese, I don't know, baka may patamin akabael project that time, no? Pero yan, bid ya tamin siya, kay continuous man sa el project. So, the moment nakabael contractor number 1, and trial el contractor number 2. So, that time, cuando yan accept ele, may pa akabael contractor number 1. So, but can expect na what is on the plans, amo tamen as el contractor number 1. El problema, el contractor number 1, no man sige kusagat el plano. Hindi amo el plano ya. Por eso, cuando entra para poner el mga soil cover and all the liners, tormentale, espanta kay based na bidding documents, iabla ko el plano, debe nga el slope de aquel is 45 degrees. Pero cuando entra espanta bin alto kayot, ngayon daw sige na 45 degrees. Pero yan bid base na plano del 45 degrees. So I think, hindi naman culpa di suyo porque tormenta po ng mga liner. So maybe, a resolution can also be passed by the body concerning na sina mga klase issue addressed to the city engineer's office. Si pwede, next time, for them to strictly follow whatever the plans and requirements as required by the end user. And if ever kaya naman mga change order, Hindi tayo basta-basta lang sila without the proper consent and consultation with the concerned agency also that will be affected. So thank you very much, Your Honor.
Member Hanapi.
Last.
Last comment.
Erdemio, Mr. Chair, klaro yakil yablele. Before he accept the project, ya pwede ale mira. Porque pale acepta, si tiene gale problema.
Okay.
Porque le acepta, ya puede ale mira, ya tiene problema, alia, era, si tiene le complain, meaning before that, before he accept the project, he already knows what's the problem. Pero ang problema ko nila, i-accept tale. Then yan man complain le. It should not be like that, Mr. Chair.
May I recognize Member Jimenez for G.3, Committee Report.
Okay. Moving forward, Mr. Chairman, I think those comments should have been brought out during the committee of the whole. Anyway, for G3, this is the report of the Committee on Ordinance and Resolution headed by this representation as the chairman. Per meeting conducted on January 30, 2020, Mr. Chairman, I move for the acceptance of the report.
Seconded by Member Gingona, Eding, De La Cruz, Pioc, Elago VP, Nuño, Hanapi, Umaga. Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
It may not be reflected on the report, Mr. Chairman, but this representation conducted the hearing in relation to the executive legislative agenda of 2020 to 2022, setting forth priority ordinances that should be the conduct of public hearings, Mr. Chairman. And so we arrange it according to priorities. And first, insofar as the traffic code is concerned, which was the idea of the chairman to be held already, conduct public hearings on the matter after the approval of the environment code, per transportation summit that was held recently in Zamboanga City, Mr. Chairman. We're expecting a draft ordinance on this matter as a result of that transportation summit by May. So in the meantime, any matter pertaining to possible amendments or revision itself of the existing traffic code of the city of Zamboanga is held in abeyance in the meantime. Moving forward, we will conduct public hearings tomorrow. The matters is already mentioned in the report, and I'm asking the concerned authors of the proposed ordinance set for tomorrow and the 6th and on the 10th and on the 12th and 13th, please be prepared. Defend your ordinance. If you are absent, then we will scratch it from the agenda. So I move for the acceptance, the approval of the report, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Member Gingona, Nuño, Eding, Pioc, Hanapi, Perez, Valesco, Umaga, Macrohon, Elago VP. Any comment? Objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
I'm done. Thank you,
Mr. Floor
Mr.
Leader,
Chairman.
next item, I.2.
Yes, Your Honor. I.2, a letter dated January 27 of the acting city mayor transmitting the first endorsement dated January 24, 2020 of the city legal officer relative to the contract of service for parking aids assigned at designated parking areas at the main public market and Bagsakan Center for the period of January 1st, 2020 to June 30, 2020. Likewise, approval and authority for the city mayor to sign the same for and behalf of the city government. I move for its approval, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Gingona, Nuño, Elago VP, Olaso, Hanapi, Piok. Any comment?
Yes.
Authority.
No
Authority to the
contract
mayor.
and the authority.
I.2.
I.2.
Giving authority to the city mayor. I.2.
Still I.2, Your Honor.
There's a comment
Councilor
from Member Parea.
Pinpin. This is a renewal, simple renewal.
Any objection to the motion? I.2. No objection. The motion is approved. Next,
For approval
giving authority
and authority.
to the city mayor.
I.3, Your Honor, letter dated January 28, 2020 of the
Yes,
Approve ya? Approve ya?
Member Jimenez.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as the Chairman of the Committee on Good Government, we have no jurisdiction on the complaint. Ruben S. Enriquez is a barangay tanod, not an elective, not holding an elective barangay position. So
It should be referred to the,
we return this back
to the barangay. To the barangay.
Commission on Human Rights, because the Commission on Human Rights was the one who endorsed it to the Sangguniang with that comment that we cannot exercise quasi-judicial functions over a member of the Tanod. We have no jurisdiction, Mr. Chairman. So return the complaint, the referral to the Sangguniang be respectfully returned to the Commission on Human Rights.
Any second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Member Elago Kim Olaso. Any comment, objection? The motion is approved. Next.
I.4, Your Honor, we'll hear from Honorable Albert C. Atilano, Your Honor.
Member Atilano, you are recognized.
Good morning again. Recently, we have another or same athlete who is trying to qualify for the Tokyo Olympic. Now, last January 27 to 39, 2020, our very own athlete, Hidilyn Diaz, and Crystal Macrohon won a medal, 3 gold for Hidilyn Diaz and 2 bronze for Crystal Macrohon. In this connection, Mr. Chair, I would like... Crystal. I would like to pass a resolution commending and congratulating once again Hidilyn Diaz for her outstanding achievement by winning 3 gold medals in women's 55 kilogram category event during the Roma 2020 Weightlifting World Cup Olympic qualifying event for Tokyo 2020 held in Pala Pellicome, Rome, Italy on January 27
So, entraw ya.
to 31,
Entraw ya
2020.
na Tokyo.
Hindi pa. Whereas the Roma World Cup is a sanctioned by International Weightlifting Federation, whereas weightlifters needed to compete 6 Olympic qualifying events to earn points and get a slot. The top 20 ranked weightlifter and the world will get a chance to compete in the Olympic. Technically, Hidilyn Diaz is number 4, but the first 3 are all China. So in the Olympic, you have only one representative per country. So technically, she ranked number 2 now. But there is still a question because of the doping question
Oh,
that being confronted by China.
Doping,
Yes, doping akel tausa enhancer. No, so we just pray that it's true. Para number 1 si Heideling. So the subject to style, I'll give you a copy. No, so I move accordingly.
For both.
jointly
both.
and severally seconded.
For
No,
the two.
no, and then another same
Jointly
resolution,
and
another
severally
similar
seconded.
resolution
The motion is approved.
for Crystal Macrohon, who get 2 bronze medal. So Crystal Macrohon also is now in the top 12, no, in her category. He will be in top 10 this last competition that will be held in Kazakhstan this coming April 16 to 25. Then we will have 2 who will qualify for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. A pure-blooded Sambongueño. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Jointly and severally seconded, the motion is approved. Member Jimenez.
Just of the record, let's remove that statement. I hope the doping is true. That's a
Okay.
code. Baka mamaya tirahin tayo ng Federation of China. Let's have that stricken of the record, Mr. Chairman. I just would like to take advantage, talking of sports, that down here in Zamboanga City, Philippines, I was expecting this motion to be introduced the last time, but perhaps you forgot about this. I would just like to file a motion, being an avid fan of the Lakers. The Nuño family knows that very well. Every time they go to the state, they will bring so many Lakers materials for me. A condolence resolution for the untimely death of a man, an athlete, a father. And me, I felt very bad when I learned about the tragic death of Kobe Bryant. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman, to include that of the daughter and 7 others. Well, emotionally, I'm affected, but
Ano yun?
subject to style,
Typical
more emphasis now on how a father he is right now. There were even fake news last night about unfortunate things that happened to the wife, but I think that's fake news. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman, and I know the members will support me on this.
Jointly and severally seconded, the motion is
Giving
approved.
authority to Councilor Jimenez
To bring this to the staple
to the States.
and for me to bring the resolution personally to the Staples Center
To the wife.
in Los Angeles, California. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
That's
Member.
that's a joke. That's a joke.
Thank you, Member Jimenez. Item I.5, Mr. Floor Leader.
Okay, Your Honor. I.5.
5.
Letter dated 27 of January 2020 of Ayala Punong Barangay, DCT, Re. Appointment of 2 barangay kagawads to fill in the vacancies left by Honorable Kaimer Adanti Olaso and Honorable Alexis T. Ortega for reasons mentioned therein and appropriate action. Noted and filed, huh?
Yes, Member Jimenez.
The barangay captain, the distinguished father of Member Olaso, has been conferring about this matter to me. And I was wondering whether the position led by the continuous absence of Member Alexis Ortega as a kagawad of the Sangguniang Barangay of Ayala could justify a declaration that he has abandoned the position. So I suggest this is a simple letter sent by the barangay captain. If they could put this in the form of a resolution and then return back to us or forwarded to us, we refer it to the Committee on Good Government, call the respondent because they have to file a verified complaint before the committee, a resolution authorizing the punong barangay to file a complaint under oath, and then refer to the committee. What the committee could do perhaps, I am going over this, is we recommend and a plenary resolution be adopted recommending to the Department of Interior and Local Government that the position be declared vacant as a result of said member Alexis Ortega having deemed to have abandoned the office. They cannot do it, but we could make the necessary recommendation. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Member Nuño, Perez, Umaga.
We
Any
just note
comment?
We just note and file this, no? Letter.
No, the letter, we cannot note and file it. The resolution should be, we return the letter to the Sangguniang Barangay of Ayala for them to adopt a resolution by the council authorizing the punong barangay to file an administrative complaint before the Committee on Good Government under the circumstances. And in the resolution, they should already show the absences of Alexis Ortega. And what we can do perhaps in the committee is make a recommendation based on a plenary vote recommending the DILG to have that position declared already vacant as Alexis Ortega having deemed abandoned the office. And with that declaration, then a vacancy now occurs in the Sangguniang Barangay of Ayala and the corresponding appointment be made by Her Honor the Mayor based on the resolution adopted by the Sangguniang. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any objection?
Your comment, Your Honor.
Yes, Member
Just comment, Your Honor.
Lago.
We are one in saying that the position has to be declared vacant through a resolution made by the barangay, Your Honor. But for me, Your Honor, my experience, you don't need to file a complaint before the Sangguniang. The barangay resolution declaring your vacancy is the one which is the basis for the DILG to, once the DILG will concur, tapos na. I think there is no need to file a complaint because there are in Tetuan, kung 2 beses yan ng absence may manisisita mang file complaint na City Council. Si el mismo barangay man declare lang vacancy. With due respect lang na. But anyway, if that is the procedure that will be adopted by Ayala, so be it. Pero the position is that a mere declaration of vacancy by the barangay, duly voted by the majority of the Kagawads, is the basis for the absence. Anyway, Your Honor, that's a motion. I will vote in favor of it, Your Honor.
Any objection to the motion of Member Jimenez? No objection. So the motion is approved.
New business, Your Honor.
Member Parea, you are recognized.
New business, una.
Before we proceed to the new business, Mr. Chair, enante, ya pidió el contrata del, under I.2, Mr. Chair, the approval of that contract for the parking aid, under I.2. No hay kasi kita kopya del kontrata na agenda. No hay kita kopya. So enante adali ko Miguel kopya del kontrata for the parking aid, Mr. Chair. And with this, Mr. Chair, because I have some observations, and 2 years ago, yan libot yun na di aton syudad para mira ko na sistema mga parking aids di aton na yadali kita kontrata kanila. And I noticed, Mr. Chair, na contract, Mr. Chair, hindi ka todo specified no ko sa mga agreements between the city and the other parties. The second party here is Usal H. Hajibain, the second party. So, Mr. Chair, si anda kita man libot na city, akat siya kita on the mga parking aids diaton, you would not, el diaton mga parking aids, hindi makita tan ano el mga forma, pero we want a more decent, no, mga diaton parking aids, siguro el pelo, poko, hindi akal mga long hair, hindi tapuman na area, hindi tamirak limpyo el di ila area, el collections di ila, tickets should be issued properly to the owners of the vehicles. And we observed during siguro mga 2 years ago, Mr. Chair, obserba kita, sa mga tickets, hindi sitan issue, and under the contract, we can see that 40% commission dito, on what basis? No, pregunta kita, on the base de este 40% commission para na the second party under this contract. So, with all these questions, Mr. Chair, and we already approved the resolution approving the contract with Usal H. Hajibain, may I ask the body to recall the resolution and refer this matter before a committee because we have other questions to the city treasurer para pwede asek klaro no este kontrata tan enter into with other parking aids sa kinasiyudad sa Zamboanga, Mr. Chair.
Any second to the motion? Any second? Seconded by Member Umaga, Hanapi. Comment, Member Jimenez.
With due respect to Member Pareha, the purpose is quite, the intention is good. But if you could see the period of the contract, this is a contract, please.
Yes.
This is a contract for services. And the period starts from January 1 to June 30. So if we delay this, there is no basis for the collection of their, what they receive for the parking aids. Today is already February. Let's say we conduct a committee hearing of 10 days, we might be late already, very much late. And even for services from January 1, they have rendered, they may not be entitled anymore. So they're rendering services and then we may approve this, but what we can do is for the committee to conduct a committee hearing for some improvement in the way they render services, but to hold the contract. In the meantime, I have my doubts. We have to approve the contract. This is a contract, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. In the first place, this contract should have been submitted before the council before January 1 of 2020. And siguro, hindi culpa del Consejo, si Ara lang sila sumite, and we have other questions that parties should answer. No, Mr. Chair. But I submit to the wisdom of our, or of Councilor Sang Jimenez, pero ko sa LD aton hold, no, con este parties, if in case we already approve this contract and we have other concerns.
We could, Member Pareha, do it, Mr. Chairman. We could still call them.
Yes.
We have still the oversight power with respect to a contract here. Because the contract is them approved, services are rendered, but we could still call them in a public hearing, in a committee hearing, that this is what we expect from you when you render services for improvement purposes.
So,
In
okay,
fact-
Mr. Chair, but with that, Mr. Chair, I still would refer this matter. I yield to the
Okay.
wisdom of Councilor
Correct,
Sang,
Raquel.
but
We
hopefully we
repair.
can,
We repair.
yes, we can
Correct.
tackle these other issues, no, and concerns
Without
regarding this.
prejudice to the approval of
Yes,
the
yes,
contract.
okay.
So,
I will second that, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is endorsed by the City Legal Office.
Member Atilano, you are recognized.
Ways and Means?
Committee on,
Ways and Means?
hindi.
What?
Ways and Means, pwede. Ways and Means and,
To include the peace and order, Mr. Chair.
Member Atilano, you are recognized.
Actually, as lang sa sais, pending yaton traffic code. So sayang el tiempo. Kay Ara, na makita kontrata. But ongoing SLE parking because of pending Eliaton traffic code since we were given 6 months by yes, kaya nga yung mga permanente kasama pa rin yan kasi daan yan, hindi yan talagang parking area, parte sa clearing yan, no? So until we finalize, por eso kasi 6 months lang, kaya antes 1 year man. Thank you.
Member
Mr.
Jimenez.
Chairman, just something that we have to note. The contract is for the assignment of the parking aids in the main public market and the Baksakan Center. So with respect to other parking areas, which visibly there are still parking aids overseeing the parking of the motorcycles, the report shows that they are collecting.
Yes,
They are collecting.
yes.
Let it be clear that they have no right to collect any parking fee. The contract is only for, that's why I'm emphasizing this, Bagsakan and main public market. There are other areas where there are continuing parking being tolerated other than in Bagsakan and main public market, and the aids are collecting. That's the problem. So we have to call the attention of the city, the
City Treasurer.
city admin and the city treasurer that should be stopped. That's illegal. That's why the contract is very clear. That's the importance of this contract, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
May we know, Mr. Chair, the committees?
Peace
To,
and
yeah.
order and
Committee on
Means.
Ways and Means.
Kwan. And then to include in your public hearing the collection by traffic aids in other areas other than Bagsakan and main
Ways and
public
Means.
market.
Lead Committee Ways and Means.
Okay. Any objection to the motion of Member Pareha? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
So we proceed
New
to
business,
new business,
Mr. Floor
Your
Leader.
Honor.
J point 11,
Your Honor, sure.
other matters.
We give preference to those
Member Pyok, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before kita man proceed na new business, Mr. Chair, I request for rule suspension para man recognize kita kwantos mga estudyante ken takiaura kanaton ta participa ita obserba ita ambienta mira tamen kita mga kwantos maestra ken takiaura.
Okay, session suspended.
May we ask any representative from the school to please come forward? Chene Maestra?
May we request their moderator, Ken Canila Tagara? Mangkwento to mo.
Good morning, everybody. We are from Global Technical School of Zamboanga City. Our students are here to observe the regular session of this Sangguniang Panglungsod for their subject and reading and writing to make minutes of meeting. I think they are around 40 something, grade 11 UMS. Okay, thank you. Global Technical School of Zamboanga. Governor Alvarez Street, Zamboanga City, beside Ateneo, Gate 3.
Okay, so mga students no welcome na Sangguniang Panglungsod and photo opportunity. Mrs. Gigal. And thank you, no, Mr. Chair. Kaya lang tamin kita man acknowledge siya na kita mga kwantos maestra Kentucky Aura. Kay liba sila partisipante, estudyante na diferente siya na tamin sila activities. Competition ay conduci na Baguio City. Siguro pwede kita uwi? Ma'am, baka pwede kita uwi? Ma'am? Siya na sila competition sa uwi. So, Aura, uwi tamin kita diaton Maestra Nudes del Baliwasan Central School.
School. Represent. Can I? Okay. Hi, sir.
Please settle down now. To our guests in the gallery, please settle down.
Rules are still suspended.
Dama. Yes, yung mga bata actually, sir. Police naman explain nila nyo. Kaya
Ano,
this
bre?
time kami mag-solicit. Want us help.
So we will now listen from a teacher from Baliwasan Central School.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good morning. Actually, I am from Maria Clara Lobregat National High School. No, we have also elementary teacher from Baliwasan National High School, but we have the same concern. We have this activity annually for I think almost 4 years now, and we are competing here sa Buanga. Tapos magre-represent kami for national. That is parang exposition of talents for math and science. Pero sad to say, nung dumating ang memo for this year, it is only for advisory. So hindi po siya kasali sa MOE. Naawa kami sa participants namin kasi nag-compete kami noong October and we had 3 champions for Damat and Istatlo yung third placer. All of them are qualified for national Baguio. And we have that intense training from November to this January every day instead of going to 12 noon time ang klase ng bata, pinapapunta namin ng earlier para mag-practice. Then sasabihin lang namin hindi matutuloy dahil wala sa MOE. So we opted to do something about it. So we teachers, I think about 24 teachers of Maria Clara Math Department, go out of our way and seek help from our different friends and relatives. We were able to solicit or to ask help for about, in our school alone, I'm not talking of the Baliwasan, no? We were able already to seek about 58,000 na po. And we are lacking na lang so supposedly, okay na kami noon. Kahapon, dumating yung student namin na dala-dala niya yung piso niya, amounting to 487 pesos dahil yung third place, gusto niya talagang sumama. Yung ang sinali lang namin sa budget, sa 3 student lang. So, eto ngayon kami kayod ulit para pwede siyang makasali. Kasi as of now, 8,500 na yung round trip ticket. So, ano na lang talaga for our student po talaga na they went na talaga to the training tapos hindi lang matutuloy. No po, sana po you can give us at least help for this student. Thank you po.
Okay. Any motion
Okay,
to...
pass lahat. Let us support.
Siguro sir, nakailan na official lang sila, no?
O, dali lang.
Official lang sila, sir, na diato.
Rules are still suspended. Any motion to restore?
Restore.
Okay.
Ay. Councilor Monsi daw. Councilor Monsi.
Your
Suspended
Honor,
pa.
there's a request
Yes,
from
Member
Councilor
De La Cruz.
Monsi De La Cruz, Your Honor, taking advantage of the suspension, Your Honor.
Yes, there is an important property. You know, right now, the government is always buying property, but maybe with the example that I gave in Pasobolong and Sangali to the DepEd, I was able to give an advice to my brother, who is a lawyer, and the Sebastian family. Still remember that big road of La Purisima in Ateneo? No? There's a property of the Sebastian Bilsinia de la Cruz. They have already initially discussed with the Assistant City Administrator, Ras, and also Her Honor, the Mayor. They are willing to donate for free, 3,700 at 10,000, but the property there is already at 20 to 25,000. At 10,000, that's already more than 30 million. So, but they only gave 1 year. So we take an opportunity. The government should take this an opportunity because, you know, even right now inside, many of our transportation are parking there, no? So that would be a big nerve network if our council can pass a resolution, you know, recommending that we accept the donation of the Sebastian and the De La Cruz family of 3,700 square meters.
And to provide the necessary funds for the concreting.
I think Mr. Ras already said that they will try. It would be unethical for me, but that would be the next thing. But it's even wider than the La Purisima Road, no, because that's 3,700 going inside.
Session is still suspended.
For free, huh? For free.
Session is still suspended. Any motion to restore? No.
Just a comment.
Okay.
Boy, a donation of 30 million is 30 million or more than that. But the motion is to accept the donation. We don't have the donation yet. What we can do is we'll ask the proper city administrator's office and the city legal to fast track the document and to submit it immediately to the Sangguniang for appropriate action, which is the acceptance, of course, of the donation. And widening that area there, anticipating the volume of the traffic with the upcoming opening of SM. Oh, this would be very a big help, and we salute the Sebastian family here. They should come here, and we should give them the honor in accepting this donation for them to personally appear here. So the commendation is to be, we have to prepare already a commendation this matter in anticipation. So fast track the document, Mr. Chairman, for proper
No,
appropriate action.
session is still suspended. Any motion to restore?
No, man-approve na eh. Man-approve na eh.
Suspended file session.
Pwede man.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Any
that's the first part.
seconded by member
Elago.
Elago, jointly and severally, the motion is approved.
That's the first part. The second part is, I'd like to ask the support of everyone. The previous evening, Manila PCL head office asked me if I can join the National One team of Danny Dayanghirang to represent the entire Mindanao, as a representative for the National Congress. I am asking the 17 councilor delegates, since I am running for this office, national office, to represent Mindanao, for your support, please.
To attend and to
Yes.
campaign.
On this connection, the vice, no less than the vice mayor would be there. We would coordinate our activities, and I am asking our beloved city councilors for their time of arrival on the plane, because Ma'am Claire, my chief of staff, will be making the coordination. Mindanao representative as PRO. Next, we have agreed with our treasurer here that all those going, see Councilor Nuno, will have some little pocket money for each of those going. So just coordinate with Ma'am Claire, the Chief of Staff, so that you'll have a little something. Next, there is an invitation coming from the chairman of GSIS, which will be coordinated by Vice Mayor Agan, when the entire group can be free for a fellowship meeting. We have to coordinate this because Councilor Sang and Councilor Kim has a plan to visit the PCSO and that garbage thing, so that all our activities will be coordinated together.
Denoche lang. Denoche.
Maybe we will tell Meng Agan.
27 dinner.
We will coordinate that. Thank you. Then,
Basta makalkore.
the main activity will be 27. It will start 26. So, I am made to understand that a number of councilors will be leaving lunchtime on the 27th. Those, 26. Those councilors who don't have the ticket, I requested Councilor Piyok to coordinate with so that they can make an advance, for the ticket, like some councilors here. But for the registration, I have paid in advance, because it's very hard to make an advance with the government, the 15,000 each, And in fact, some of them already gave me their 15,000. Finally,
Those who have no money.
Finally, I'd like to thank you also for your prayers. Remember that I'm supposed to have my dialysis twice a week and heart bypass, but I asked the doctors I would not accept it. So my therapy is meeting the poor people and enjoying with you. That's why I feel young. My doctor is what is this? Dr. Atilano, who's telling me always to smile. So the doctors are shocked because even without the dialysis for 2 months already, twice a week, I still feel strong. Nothing is impossible with God. And thank you for your greetings. I repeat, I appreciate your willingness to accept the donation, because
it's very hard right now to ask for donation. They will sell it. We take it while the rod is hot. Then next, we will expect sometime today your schedule for departure and the plane aircraft and your return here, no? Departure for Manila and departure from Manila to Zamboanga. Kindly coordinate with Ma'am Claire. Thank you very much.
Mr.
Thank
Chair,
you, Member De La Cruz. Yes,
I also
Member
would like to take
Pareha.
advantage while the rules is still suspended. Earlier, Mr. Chair, the group of the softball enthusiasts, together with the referees and Ante Talinadimi office. Softball? So, softball. So, tali sila kumigo and Ante, Mr. Chair. And while discussing about the upcoming Mapuersa Cup, because they'll be joining the Mapuersa Cup, we've been talking about the venue for the softball event. Yan mention sila, Mr. Chair, el area on del Pasonanca, ese chene Bleacher, Iaura, Tambak, el Tubo, Blue, Tubo del Water District, and I understand, yadale sa el former administrasyon na Water District, no pwede usa, talilang nakatambak sa ese lugar. And ese gali lugar, amo sa el standard para na Juego del Softball, no kita pwede usa for how many years since siguro 2012 pa siguro yan dyan. Hanggang ngayon, Mr. Chair, nakaimbak. And we do not know what's the status of that. Nuhay kita pwede usa. Chenya sa bleacher, kompleto sa area para pwede erahuga di aton mga atleta akin na syudad. Iara na pwede usa. So, ese propiedad, I understand, iabla sila, el dueño, el city government. So, may we ask now, may I pass a resolution asking the water district to remove, because that mga tubo, the water district kaman si Ara, yadali si kanila. We ask them to remove all the materials, Mr. Chair, in that area. Whether they can still use that or not, basta they have to remove everything in that area for that area to be used for any softball activities in the city, Mr. Chair.
Second,
Seconded by
With
Member
comment.
Elago, Kim,
comment lang.
Umaga, Perez, De La Cruz, Hanapi, Olaso. Comment
Comment
Member
lang.
Elago.
Your Honor, I think 2 years ago, this representation asked from the city a possibility allí pone el Techno Hub del city government. The Zamboanga Water District answered me, and it is on record, Taki, that that area was supposedly, I don't know whether, to be the area for the second filtration plant of the water district. And this is the reason why yan tambak sila dila mga Las Cosas. Comment lang siya, no? So, I don't know what
But there's
will be
no
the-
contract between or any agreement entered between the city government and the water district.
No hay kontrata, pero como there was a previous agreement, there's no other place pwede pone ko ng filtration plant siende ko na ese lugar. Anyway, I support your...
Okay, thank
Any
you, thank you.
objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Rules are restored. New business.
New business,
New
Your
business.
Honor. Alin na, wait, na ano yan lang. Kasakit? They will pass by our office.
Okay.
Ano, remove.
Okay lang, Your Honor.
Hindi yan,
Wait.
ano yan?
Hindi, 3. Importante lang, Your Honor.
No, what's the
J point, new business.
new business? Okay, Your Honor.
Other matters na lang.
3.1, Your Honor.
About lang LD lang mga request.
Other matters, Chair, makita other matters.
J point 1.
J.1, Your Honor, Memorandum Order 8089, 2020, dated January 28, 2020, the acting city mayor forwarding the excerpts of the minutes of the meeting of the ZCDRRMC resolution duly passed and approved, January 15, 2020. A resolution to authorize the city government of Zamboanga to utilize the local city disaster risk reduction management 30% quick response fund CY 2020 to provide financial assistance to the province, city, municipality affected by the recent Taal volcanic eruption for information and appropriate action. I move for its approval, Your Honor.
Any second to the motion? Seconded by Member Jimenez, Umaga, Olaso. Comment, objection? The comment? Comment, Member Macron.
Your Honor, no, tan support yo el plano del city government na dali kita donation, no? But un poco curious lang yo about using the quick response fund, no? Kasi cuando na akin na city di aton to usually to sa kita quick response fund si tiyan kita calamity akin na di aton syudad. Same with the barangay level. Si Tatiana kami calamity na barangay, we have to declare the state of calamity before using the quick response fund, no? But in this case, similar kita, un poco different donde ay usa kita di aton quick response fund, pero el calamity na otro syudad. I don't know, no, just a reservation on my part. Yung bonito intention, pero I don't know on the legality, si pwede kita usa con el fund. Although, el calamity, hindi aki kanaton niya. So, I think yan naman otro separate budget from under the mayor's office, no? Tadali kita assistance. Tapruba yo pensa, Your Honor, no? Tapruba yo pensa, CNC allowed sa by law, pwede kayo as a sample na mga barangays. Like for example, Barangay Tetuan, yan na calamity. So can the Barangay of San Roque also use the quick response fund, akal na 30%, to also give assistance to Barangay Tetuan? So akil lang for curiosity lang kay Limio, Your Honor, on the matter. And I still support the plans of the city in giving financial assistance for the victims of Taal. Thank you very much.
Any objection? No objection? Comment, Member Umaga.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is in response to Councilor
Disaster.
Macrohon. The 30% is a quick response fund. It's a utilization of the 30%. So when a calamity was being declared by other cities and municipalities, or even our city could declare state of calamity, we could utilize the 30%, even others. The purpose of the 30% is to utilize its 30% using the state of calamity. Otro ciudad, like the Taal, the Batangas, and the Quad is already declared state of calamity, so we are allowed to give them.
How about barangay to barangay? Allowed?
I don't know if it's the same concept, Mr. Chair.
Any objection to the motion? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Next.
Your Honor, I'd just like to make a comment at a quick response. Your Honor, right now, the entire world is worried about the coronavirus, Your Honor. With due respect, Your Honor, my wife is a head of the biosafety biohazard group, Your Honor. According to her, with due respect, nuay kita akel ba mga suits, those space suits, akel mga
PPE.
plastic, kasakel?
PPE.
Personal
protective.
akel mga plastic kasi no. We don't even have a room where we can isolate a person na man make sure.
Personal protective equipment.
No. Kasi effect is, if there's a person infected, you bring him to a hospital or to a room na totally quarantined and all the nurses that are going in should be fully protected. including the driver of the ambulance, so, nuay kitase. I would like to take advantage na, I don't know, maybe the other matters, that we will raise this, that the city has to buy certain equipments for the facilities and preparation of this coronavirus. It's just my observation,
J-
Your Honor.
okay,
And we can get it from this, other matters siya lang kayo,
Okay,
Your Honor.
J.2. Member Jimenez.
With respect to the comment of Member Alago, I think we should address that concern to the
City Health.
to the city disaster.
Yes, that's right.
If that could possibly be included
Yes.
and funds from the quick
Quick
response
response.
be used,
Yes, yes.
we
will
should
discuss
address
this.
that.
That's
Okay.
my ano, Your Honor.
Because anyway, we're dealing with that office.
I
right?
move accordingly, Your Honor.
Okay. Any second to the
Parcel
motion?
1M.
Seconded by Member Eding, Hanapi, Nuño. Comment, Member Elago BP.
Yes, actually, I have a resolution. I think it's already there with you. Maybe we can just include the purchase of the gear or not just the mask but also the other suit. There's a suit for that and also for the face cover. Your Honor, just a comment because a while back, Councilor Kim Elago has been touched on the matter on disaster preparedness, something like that, to that effect. For your information, I have been communicating with Dr. Miravite and some other health officials because coronavirus is really something that we should be aware of. To inform you that the protocol for Zamboanga City is already in place. Now, what they are waiting actually are the materials, are the gadgets, and from what I gathered, even the
Scanner.
thermal scanner, if I'm not mistaken, is already here in Zamboanga City, but they still have to do something to be able to use it. I'm not particularly privy to that aspect. But and as far as the city government of Zamboanga is concerned, based on what Dr. Miravite told me personally, Zamboanga is prepared for whatever the coming of coronavirus in Zamboanga City. But there are supplies indeed that are still not available. That's why we are going to be requesting, and whatever it is that you mentioned a while back could also be incorporated to my resolution, Your Honor, because it's already there. Thank you.
Actually,
Any objection to the motion of Member Kim Elago? No objection. The motion is approved.
as amended, Your Honor.
J.2.
J.2, Your Honor, letter dated 29 of the acting city mayor, first endorsement dated 27, 2020, city legal officer transmitting a reviewed memorandum of agreement to be entered into between Barangay Kabatangan and the city government of Zamboanga to the collection of solid waste management fee, approval and authority for the chief executive to sign the same for and behalf of the city government of Zamboanga. I move for its approval, Your Honor, and to grant the mayor the authority to sign. I move accordingly, Your Honor.
Any second to the motion? Seconded by Member Atilano, Olaso, Perez, Hanapi, Umaga, Nuño. Any comment? Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
J.3, Your Honor, let us listen to the chairman on games, Your Honor.
Member Elago VP, you're recognized.
Yes, Your Honor. Relative to item J.3, 1, 2, and 3, I move for the concurrence, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Nuño, Perez.
Your Honor,
Comment, Member Elago VP.
with due respect to the second item, Your Honor, the Bayman abstain to because you're the one requested. Let me inhibit, Your Honor, on
Only seconded by Member Nuño.
On number 2, Your Honor,
And
because,
Olaso.
Jerry Perez is the beneficiary.
Yes, with 2 inhibition, Member De La Cruz and Member Perez. Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
J.4, Your Honor, letter dated January 23 of the Punong Barangay of San Jose, respectfully submitting Barangay Ordinance Number 2019-04 for its approval and review. We will refer this, Your Honor, to the committee.
Yes, Member Jimenez.
This was earlier referred to the Committee on Ordinance, Mr. Chairman, and per report we have submitted, which was approved by plenary, the revised, we are just awaiting the revised Barangay Ordinance number 219-04. With the submission of the revised Barangay Ordinance number 219-04 of the Sangguniang Barangay of San Jose Cusu, I move for its approval on review, Mr. Chairman, and for this ordinance of San Jose Cusu to be deemed operative already.
Seconded by Member Eding, Perez, Olaso, De La Cruz, Hanapi, Elago, VP, Umaga, Atilano. Any objection? No objection, the motion is approved. Next.
J.6, Your Honor.
J.5.
J.5 ba?
Ha?
Yakabaya, Muyakel. Muyakel yan, si J.6 yan.
J.4.
Kabaya.
6.
6 yan. Next page.
May 5.
Hindi, yakabaya 5. Si Councilor Jimenez.
Okay, continue.
J.5?
J.6.
Ba siya? J.6, Your Honor. It's a letter dated January 31 from the acting city mayor, respectfully transmitting the letter of the city legal officer dated January 24, 2020, favorably recommending the approval of a reviewed contract agreement for the infrastructure project, construction/rehabilitation/improvement of water system phase 2 at Slaughterhouse San Roque, Zamboanga City, to be entered into between the city government and the Mactan Rock Industries, with information that the funding of the herein infrastructure project was taken from the lump sum appropriation construction. I move accordingly for the approval, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Atilano, Umaga. Any comment? Any objection? Chair hearing none.
Approval
The motion,
and authority of the mayor to sign.
the motion is approved.
J.7, Your Honor, another letter, January 31, from the acting city mayor, transmitting the letter of the legal officer recommending approval of a reviewed contract agreement, infrastructure project, construction of a children's park at Bualan, Zamboanga City, to be entered between the city government and MT Construction and Enterprise, with the information that the funding of herein infrastructure was taken from the lump sum appropriation development of 2019. I move accordingly for the approval and the authority of the mayor to sign, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Eding, Olaso, Valesco, Umaga, Pareja, Piok, co-sponsored by Member Gingona and Member Olaso. Any objection? No objection, the motion is approved.
J.8, letter January 9, 2020 by OIC City Director, Department of DILG of Zamboanga City, Peace and Order Council Secretariat, respectfully forwarding the Peace and Order and Public Safety Plan 2020-2022 of Zamboanga City for information and appropriate action. Your Honor, do we have a copy of that plan, Your Honor? Can,
Yes, Member Valesco.
all members, there's a request, Your Honor, that the city secretary will Xerox and print hard copies, Your Honor, of that important document, Your Honor. I move for its approval, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Pareja, Gingona, De La Cruz, Hanapi. Any comment, objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
J.9, Your Honor, letter dated January 31, 2020, by the acting city mayor, forwarding a letter dated January 23, 2020, of the regional director Josefino O. Belocura Jr., with the information that their office has already set a timetable for, this is EMB, no? EMBT, from the EMB DNR, for the water quality monitoring of the Bolong River, which will start on the third week of February 2020 and will end in December 2020, with the assurance that they will provide with this laboratory a result of the said water monitoring for your reference. This has reference to SP Resolution number 1869, December 12, 2019, requesting DNR dash EMB Region 9 for a reassessment of the water downstream and upstream of the river and creeks of Barangay Bolong, the city, for comparison purposes against the previous results. Note and filed, Your Honor.
Yes, a comment, Member VP Elago.
Your Honor, I believe this is in response to the recommendations made through our City Council resolution as an offshoot of the committee on the joint committee overlooking the problem of the Bolong coliform problem, Your Honor. So we would like to extend our thanks to the agency, to the Environment Management Board. But however, Your Honor, we would like to request that a copy or copies of this test will also be furnished to this honorable body, Your Honor.
It's included in the letter.
Yes. For the City Council.
So we move to give thanks, resolution thanking the DNR EMB. As moved by Councilor Elago VP, Your Honor.
Any second?
I will second, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Elago Kim, Pareja, Umaga, Eding, Piok. Any objection? The motion is approved.
J.10, Your Honor, it's a letter dated February 3, 2020, Executive Assistant 4, Office of the City Mayor, reference to the proposed ordinance delineating the territorial boundaries of 98 component barangays of the city for Zamboanga City, appropriating funds thereof and for other related purposes, expressing immediate and just resolution of barangay boundary dispute among LGUs in the city. In view of this is an attached draft ordinance indicating the agreement and resolution reached by the Committee on Ordinance in these various committee hearings. Your Honor, I think this ordinance should now be time for those who may wish to author, co-sponsor and sponsor this ordinance, Your Honor. Those who...
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order.
Yes, Member Jimenez.
I was looking at the letter of Mr. Roca. What is attached to the letter dated February 3? which is yesterday, is a draft ordinance indicating the agreements and resolutions reached by the Committee on Ordinance in their various committee hearings. Unless there are corrections here, let it be known that this ordinance is even ready for second reading already, as the committee has previously done its work. The plenary has decided on the boundary disputes already. And there is one matter that is left before the committee, which is the serious objection raised by the Sangguniang Barangay of Culianan, which I have set for urgent committee hearing. Is that tomorrow? Tomorrow. So there is no need for the submission of this draft ordinance unless, I understand this comes from the planning, and maybe it may be
Incorporated.
maybe this includes already the modifications or the corrections, I would say, the corrections. The corrections of the 8 barangays insofar as their technical descriptions are concerned. So with that, we will just have this referred to the Committee on Ordinance. But this is already the corrected versions. Left, therefore, is the matter brought forward by the Sangguniang Barangay of Culianan. So with that, Mr.
with this,
Chairman,
Your Honor, we will refer the matter to the Committee on Ordinance for its appropriate action.
yes. This is not a draft ordinance.
Oh, this
Let
shouldn't
it be
be
corrected. This is the corrected version already as a result of the public hearings conducted already by the Committee on Ordinance together
Including-
with the Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Including all
So
the
this is not a
amendments.
draft ordinance. This is with the corrections already made. Thank you, Mr.
Amendments.
Chairman.
With that, Your Honor, J.10, Your Honor, I think there is... Chair Papa?
Refer.
Honorable J.
Any objection to the motion? Chair, hearing none, the motion is approved.
Under
J point, next.
Ada, Your Honor. Noiman? Action pa uno, Your Honor, hapahabon. There is a letter dated February 3, 2020 of the city mayor respectfully transmitting as a letter from the city legal dated January 24, 2020, favorably recommending the approval of a duly reviewed contract for the infrastructure project, construction of slope protection at Cabaluay, Zamboanga City, seeking for its approval and authority to sign. I move accordingly for its
Seconded
approval
by
and
Member
authority
Eding
to sign.
Olaso de la Cruz. Any comment, objection? Chair, hearing none, the motion is approved. Next.
That's it, Your Honor. Other matters?
Other matters,
I
we'll
have
start
two other
from
matters, Your Honor.
the floor leader. Member Elago Kim.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, may I request, Your Honor, considering we will be in Manila on February 28, we pass a resolution, Your Honor, that we will try to have a meeting with the PECSO chairman on the morning of 28, Your Honor, relative to the issue of the peryahan, Your Honor, ng bayan, and the STL and the Lotto, Your Honor. Yes, the communication will already be made by the city secretary, Your Honor. In the afternoon, we go to Bulacan. Authority, Your Honor, for the councilors to attend. attend the meeting with the PCSO. The first is to schedule, the second is authority. I move accordingly, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Olaso. Any comment, objection?
Okay.
No objection, the motion is approved.
Second, Your Honor, after there is the issue of black rice, Your Honor. There is in Negros, they are now planting black rice. The value of that black rice, Your Honor, is 200 pesos per kilo. While white rice is only, that's why I'm asking, Your Honor, authority to travel to Bacolod, Your Honor, to Bacolod lang, hindi China. Bacolod, Your Honor, to make an inspection. Those who want to join, Your Honor, 29 to March 29 morning of February 29. Tapos, March 2, takya kita for the Tuesday, Your Honor.
Any second to the motion? Any second? Seconded by Member Pareha. Comment, Member Jimenez.
Yeah, we have that summit water
Summit kwando?
in Boracay on March 3 to 5. But the problem is there is a direct flight, I understand, from one airport of China straight to Calibo. Are you what? I don't know if that flight was already to Calibo. Are you sure?
Calibo is far
But there
from
are
Bacolod.
many Chinese visitors already in Boracay who came earlier before the ban.
Your Honor, I'm going to Bacolod, Your Honor, not
Yes,
Boracay.
precisely. Because from Bacolod, you could proceed to
Yes.
Boracay and attend that. I don't feel like going because of the coronavirus. If you want to go, you may. I'm just inviting members who would like to proceed.
Okay, we will consider, Your Honor.
Who would like to and on that score, we might as well move for the cancellation of the Tuesday hearing of March
Yes.
because we have conflict of schedule.
Mucho kayo. Okay. Thank
So
you.
the March 3 is Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
March 3 session per agreement, if you are willing, we have to cancel it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, I move accordingly.
You agree? So we know. So if we want to make those travels, March 3 has to be cancelled.
Yes, sir.
Okay? March 3 session, regular session is cancelled. Okay, thank you.
Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Other matters? Member Elago VP. Then Member Piok Olaso. Valesco Macrohon.
Your Honor, we have been observing that in Zamboanga City, because of the preventive measures taught by our health authorities, that people should also be wearing face masks to prevent it, to prevent getting corona, the nCoV or the novel coronavirus. So, LD aton mga bibientes, taanda na mga farmasya, ya-observa kita, asigun ko nil mga bibientes yato na kinasambuanga, kay, firstly, it is no longer available in most of the drugstores or pharmacies in Zamboanga City. And if it is available, it is expensive now.
Huh?
All right? El mga face mask. Now, Your Honor, no hay pa ni un kaso de nCoV aquí na siyudad de Zamboanga, pero el mga residente, tiene besta andayo na mall, tiene agayot tausa. Maski na mga kamino, tiene agayot tausa. Yas pantagano kay aki aura, no hay maniuno ken Tausa, Ken, at Sene Galeuno. So, Your Honor, my point is, may pagani ni un kaso, pero falta ya el supplies na di aton mga farmasya.
Patay.
What more if, God forbid, we will have a case of even just one person with NCOV here in Zamboanga City? Cosa lang pasa, donde kita ay compra con ese para prevenir el spread del NCOV aquí na ciudad de Zamboanga. So, I am not really that concerned with us because we can purchase, we can find ways to purchase. But what I'm really worried about are the health workers, people who will have to deal with possible patients of coronavirus in Zamboanga City. Si Aura pa lang, Your Honor, tapaltaya, si Chene, emerhensya ya, onde man sila saka. So, Your Honor, I'd like to pass a resolution
Pwede daw sabra.
requesting the city government, and by the way, let me just inform you, for your information, ese tausa ustedes, ese takompra ustedes sa Keldol mask, that is only, surgical mask sa Keldol papelang, that is only good for 3 to 4 hours. In short, si aquel tausa tu, el di tuyo mas tabla tu bueno, limpio pa man mañana pwede usa, or paso mañana, kaya pa man kada masusyo. That is a no-no in as far as the medical authorities are concerned. In short, you can wear it for 3 to 4 hours only if you are in direct contact with sick patients, with sick people. You can wear it for 1 day if you just use it roaming around town, roaming around malls, without any direct contact to suspicious individuals. But to keep it for 3 days, 2 days, 4 days is a no-no because you are just endangering your health. So, Your Honor, I would like to pass a resolution requesting the city government of Zamboanga to purchase sufficient number of, especially the best mask is the N95 face mask for the use of our city and barangay health workers, so that in the event the need arises, Zamboanga City will have ready supplies and will not panic to purchase like what is happening now in other cities. They are now even contacting Zamboanga, asking our pharmacies if we could supply them face masks. So this is to be proactive and disaster ready, Your Honor. So I move accordingly.
Seconded by
by the way,
member,
With amendment, Your Honor.
seconded
We will
by
include
member
Pwede man
Eding,
amendment.
Olaso,
Your Honor.
Perez,
Second.
Macrohon, Piok, Gingona, Hanapi. Comment member
Your Honor.
Elago Kim.
Yes, in other cities, tadali sila libre. Tacompral City, tadali libre ko ng mga included ba, Alya? Dali, as much as possible.
If we can give it to everybody when the emergency arises,
Response lang.
but as much as possible, we have to prioritize those people who will be in direct contact with sick people,
So,
Your Honor.
To be include lang, si pwede
Okay,
libre
there's no harm in including it, Your Honor.
Okay lang, okay yan.
Any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
Okay, my last resolution, Your Honor, a couple of weeks ago, if you remember, with the support of the City Council, we were able to pass a resolution requesting the Energy Regulatory Commission to give us their comment, their opinions, and guidelines in as far as the people's request that they be compensated for the damaged appliances caused by voltage irregularity, Your Honor. And that resolution was passed unanimously a couple of weeks ago. But you see, Your Honor, up to this time, we have not heard from the Energy Regulatory Commission. And a lot of people are very anxious to find out what is the result of that resolution. Because for your information, up to this time, we still continue to experience voltage irregularities, surges, and even fluctuations, Your Honor. And there are already many people complaining up to this time that they have appliances or electrical gadgets that got damaged because of the unstable power service. which doesn't necessarily have to reach 220 volt, doesn't usually reach 220 voltage in every trip of Your Honor. So, Tamira, Your Honor, we will just reiterate this because it is really unfair for the people of Zamboanga City, especialmente aquella prikura kayo para pwede lang compra un LED television, para pwede compra bonito appliances na di la casa. Kabar ahora por casa del voltage irregularity diaton takeda malo. So we owe it to the people to try our best to get them compensated because that is the desire of the great majority of people of Zamboanga City. I move accordingly, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Olaso Hanapi. Any comment, objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Yes, Member Jimenez.
Something quite important. We have been discussing this thing about written resolutions on other matters. Under the circumstances, may we refer this issue to the Committee on Rules for the proper amendment to our internal rules, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
This must be a part of our internal rules. When do we submit the written resolution? How should it be written? Will it be before the start or even during the course of the session? This must be considered. So I feel that this plenary owe it that the Committee on Rules study the possible amendment to our internal rules to provide this procedure, Mr. Chairman. So I think we don't need a motion, but I think we really need a motion that this matter be referred to the Committee on Rules.
Seconded by Member Gingona,
And other
Elago,
matters,
VP,
Your Honor, that we want to
Nunyo.
take up.
No, this matter only because we have been observing this already. This matter only.
Your Honor, with other matters, Your Honor, that may be raised by the that will need some changes.
The Committee on Rules must know what are the matter referred to them. They cannot just amend
no.
because the amendment. Let's make it very clear. Under our rules, if you have a motion or anything that you would like to amend the rules, you have to put it in writing. Remember, this must be approved by 2/3 vote of the council. So, but because we have been observing that already, this rule on submitting written resolution without the rules without the rules amended, then this must be acted upon by the Committee on Rules to make it an official rule of the internal rule of procedure of this body.
Any
If
objection?
you have other matters, then put it in writing so we could submit it.
That will be raised during the committee.
Yes, any objection?
It cannot be raised during the committee hearing. Only matters that is submitted to the Committee on Rules will be the one to be discussed. Because if you want other matters, then put it in writing, please. That is the rule. So without that written motion approved by the plenary in writing, then we cannot refer anything to the Committee on Rules.
Member Gingona, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think I understand the point of Member Jimenez and the point of Member Elago. There are two issues here that we would like to address. First is the procedures on how we propose resolutions. It has to be written. Second, I believe the point of Member Elago, correct me if I'm wrong, is to provide for a procedure on how to go about other matters also. Is that your point, Mr. Elago? Yeah. So there are two issues. One is the procedure on written proposed resolutions that should be in the agenda. And second is a procedure also how to go about other matters. What matters that would be covered under like announcements, etc. So para kumpleto, if we're gonna amend the rules, we do it comprehensively, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll discuss this on the committee. Member Jimenez.
I understand that. Anyway, my last, just an appeal to all members. After the session, let's have a caucus. in the caucus room. Very important. Okay, I would not mention anything, but we need to have a caucus, please. Okay, during lunch. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any objection to the motion of Member Jimenez? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Other matters in the table? Member Piok. Member Piok. Do you have written? Kung may written, no, pwede ba? Okay, Member Piok.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards with the novel coronavirus namin, no, Mr. Chair, last time yan, panic ang mga vivientes di aton. Tan-share sila kung ng mga fake news, mga rumors, kaya aki daw na di aton syudad, chenea dos caso del coronavirus. Kaya lang kita klarifika kung di aton mga vivientes, kay hindi kaya disir dos chene case aki na di aton syudad, kondo chene kita dos casa no, two house to cover if for example chene kanaton kaso de coronavirus. So possible kel ayan na Zamboanga City Medical Center itambien na pasobolong. Amo kal disir notisya si chene por ejemplo chene kaso chene kita dos onde pwede man cover. And Mr. Chair, kaya lang tamen yo mi resolution in regards and in connection with the mga estudyante na eskwela. This is to raise awareness regarding on how to prevent in acquiring the contagious deadly disease called the 2019 novel coronavirus. So for this, the government health sector to include City Health Office, the Department of Health Region 9, Department of Education with the help of the Sangguniang officials in the area to facilitate in disseminating of information by presenting and conveying some ideas about health sanitation to reduce the chances of getting infected with the disease. Mr. Chair, I will propose a resolution requesting the government health sector to include the City Health Office, Department of Health Region 9, and Department of Education to conduct various symposium, both public and private schools over the 98 barangays. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Seconded by Member Eding, Ilago VP, Hanapi, Olaso, Atilano, Valesco, Perez, Gingona, Umaga, Macron. Any comment, objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved.
Gracias, Mr. Chair. Kay kaya lang tamin kita prevention, no? Preventive measures para kanal di aton mga jóvenes. Next resolution, Mr. Chair. Last January 24, 2020, el programa del Philippine National Police ay kondukta na di ila opisina el di aton city level kabataan kontra droga at terorismo. So el chairman amo ay asinta iyo directamente kasi iyo el SK Federation President itambien kailan tamen kita man acknowledge kun el Vice Chair desde San Jose Guso el SK Chairman Marimar Hajim, el Secretary desde Barangay de Canelar SK Chairman Bon LJ Paas, Treasurer SK Chairman Christian Angeles del Barangay Curuan, PIO Miss Nurhaliza Naik, Youth Leader Lelimpapa. So el composition del di aton city level katipunan it's kabataan kontra droga at terorismo. Do January 31 también, Mr. Chair, ya asetamen con el election del regional level. So iyo yasinta tamen como un officer y también el Honorable Marimar Hajim. In connection with my resolution, Mr. Chair, takreo el SK officials ay hindi sila entraw na elemento del droga. So kere disir kere yo dalimira na diaton publiko na diaton vivientes kay el mga SK chairperson ay hindi sila imbuelto itambien kami keda el lead kun el mga jóvenes para hindi entra con ese na malakto. My next resolution, Mr. Chair, a resolution earnestly requesting all sangguniang kabataan chairperson of the 98 barangays to undergo random drug tests to ensure elected officials in the barangay and sangguniang kabataan are not drug dependent. Let's include, okay, Mr. Chair, I will get the amendments of Ma'am Jihan, all SK officials.
Kagawad. All.
And furnishing a copy of this resolution to the ILG, PIDEA, Region 9, and the sangguniang officials of the 98 barangays. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Seconded by Member De La Cruz, Gingona, Perez,
Random.
Umaga, Olaso, Hanapi,
With
Eding. And to forward this resolution to SICADAC, the Zamboanga
Yeah.
City Anti-Drugs Abuse Council.
random, Mr. Chair, as kita surprise. Yes,
As soon as
random, Mr.
possible.
Chair. As soon as possible, no?
Any objection? Chair, Okay. Any objection? Chair, hearing none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next, other matters here. Member Kimer Adan T. Olaso. Then Member Balesco.
Muchas gracias, Mr. Chair. Quiero pasar resolution para komendasyon congratula kita kun Gerardo Aquino, the third, kaya gana ele na first alay off-road 4x4 extreme competition como un campeón ele libal el nombre de Zamboanga de la enero 17 y 18 2020 y con Albert Castillo también que gana él como second runner-up na first alay off-road competition 4x4 extreme competition alin na Bukidnon de la 17, fecha 17-18 de enero 2020. Tiene pa uno?
Wait, any second to the motion?
Any second?
Seconded by Member Eding Nuño Atilano Perez. Any objection? The motion is approved.
Okay,
Next.
thank you. Next, resolution ta komenda otra vez con Gerardo Aquino, ya salili campeón. So proud kita na salili campeón, ta representa el nombre del Zamboanga. Kaya huga sila 4x4 competition ala antique del enero 28, 2020. Y con Albert Castillo también, que sale como first runner-up también, ala antique del fecha 28 de enero 2020. So muchas gracias.
Any second to the motion? Seconded by Member Atilano, Valesco, Perez, Umaga, Eding, Hanapi. Any comment, objection? The motion is approved. Next, other matters. Member Rogelio L. Valesco Jr.
Rogelio.
Thank you very much, Councilor Jan Mendoza Dalipe. I share the same sentiments and concerns of my fellow public servants here regarding the coronavirus. The threat is very critical, it's very real, and I should say that we share the anxiety of the general public. Much earlier, Councilor BP Elago has proposed a resolution of which the body approved, of which the city government should supply all those frontline service providers for protective gear. Mr. Chair, I think we should stand by the interest also and the welfare of the general public. Just recently, people had been complaining of the alleged shortage of face masks, and of course, the supply of alcohol is running low. Karo daw el mga face mask. And so, Mr. Chair, I think before the councilors will leave for their working working trip, with all respect, Mr. Chair, I would like to request the chairman on the Committee on Health, the chairman on the Committee on Trade and Industry,
to conduct a meeting with the managers or owners of all the pharmacies here in Zamboanga City to be able to determine if indeed there is a shortage and why the prices are skyrocketing, Mr. Chair. Just try to verify, try to make an evaluation on this concern, which is affecting the general public here in Zamboanga City. So, Eldemio Llamada, Mr. Chair, con todo respeto, si puede el chairman del Committee on Health, Committee on Trade and Industry, si puede antes de sale, man-meet anay sila con el mga managers del mga parmasya para lo menos determina si deberasan ba tiyan es shortage de surgical mask y si deberasan ba yasubi el mga presyo deste, Mr. Chair. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Seconded by Member Elago Kim, Gingona, Jimenez, Piok, Hanapi, Perez, jointly and severally seconded. Comment, Member Elago, VP. Member Valesco will invite DTI.
DTI, yeah.
Department of Trade and Industry.
Very nice resolution from Councilor Jackie Valesco. I am just curious if DTI could also check on these drugstores, because that is actually part of their mandate, their function, to make sure that our drugstores are not taking advantage of the situation. And in this case, we are talking about NCOV 2019, Your Honor.
Yeah, actually before this resolution I presented here in the body, 2 nights ago I communicated to the Vice Mayor so that suggesting among others that the city should take the lead in as far as trying to contain, especially in the aspect of information, so that our general public will have the proper information, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Any objection? Jointly and severally seconded, the motion is approved. Wait, Member Elago Kim, then Member Macrohon, Akilnante teacher.
Your Honor, I have received from my secretary a letter coming from Leonard Aliangan, the barangay captain of Mampang, Your Honor. I don't know whether, I think everybody has a copy. This is a lot 126-A-2 covered by transfer certificate of title T1-190-795. They are asking, Your Honor, the barangay wants to ask from us that support their request that the Zamboanga City will buy the 15,000 meter of Mrs.
Yes,
Mila.
Member Jimenez, please
Mrs. Mila,
take your
Your
point of
Honor.
order.
I think we have to include this in the agenda.
Okay,
session.
include this in the agenda.
We cannot just bring this out in other matters.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Member Macron, in connection with the teacher.
Your Honor, just the inclusion of this matter, Your Honor, is the request for the support of the purchase of the property, Your Honor.
Member Macron, you are
Yeah,
recognized.
thank you, Your Honor. Ngayon, written, Your Honor, biglaan lang. In follow-up lang kung concern dahil di aton mga teachers and schools, no yan, yung kwento si Ma'am Enante. And I'm sure hindi lang si Ma'am Anada kita even councilors tan experience na di aton mga opisina, tan napirmi sila man, pidi support, no? Every time tiyan na mga competitions naman join, palta ka dila pondo na eskwela. Maski na barangay yo before, when I was the barangay captain na San Roque, yan, experience yo unto ko ng mga principals, na deverasan tormento. Taintendiyo, tinebes gane, mga principals dol, even teachers, tan prefer sila numaylang man join para yan may problema. Diba? Tan sacrifice SSC na, pero tan deny kita opportunity tapen kunel di aton mga students. So, kaya lang yung man sponsor a resolution, Your Honor. Possible to consider, no, study the possibility, no, to study the possibility subject to style. Address to our mayor, perhaps also to the local school board through the Special Education Fund and other concerned agency to look for funds or appropriate funds for the financial support for schools or students competing out of town for any academic competitions, skills demonstrations.
Ordinance eh.
Resolution pa lang sa Ara
No.
to study si ordinance kita ni Sita, maybe pwede naman kita no
Magdirekta lang to.
pwede kita ayuda na nga legal tamen to draft one
Magdirekta lang
pwede.
to. Asya lang
Asian yung ka ba, Your Honor? Skills demonstration yan mention nyo kay during competition akin na understand? Akin na i-attend kita de last Batang Pinoy ba kel? No, akin na Baylan anda kita. Yan number 1 Ara.
Ipolog.
Dipolog nga palaro, no? Aya tabi na palaro, kini alya akal tabla kita Techno Olympics. Correct yung ma'am, no? Techno Olympics. Akal more on skills demonstration. Na donde no itamen pwede dali suporta de aton local government por causa yata na regulations, no? Na usada del pondo na local school board kay tabla alya only sports. So, Techno Olympics, enjoy na diya itong mga bata alyan, no, itamin kita pwede dali suporta. So, por eso yan include kita aki. And other related activity, subject to proper accounting rules and regulations. I move accordingly, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Valesco, Olaso, Pareja, De La Cruz, Perez, Hanapi, Gingona. Any comment, objection?
Comment, Your Honor.
Comment, Member Elago Kim.
Your Honor, I think the intent, with the good intent of Councilor Macrohon, para hindi masle every year as a pasa sa resolution, is to make an ordinance para check specific fund appropriated for that every year and budget. See, so part niya kadal daton budget.
Okay. Any objection? Yes, Member Jimenez.
I overheard something about this MOE. I understand this is kept in the name of the principal, so that if the program is not within his, you know what I mean, then he would not give any support. Let's say, perhaps the teachers now who are here has this problem. We are giving MOE for schools. And yet, if, with all due respect to the principal, they have their good intentions, but if a program is not within his envisioned year-round program, then he would not extend any financial help. And that's why the teachers would, go out of their way to seek financial assistance from other sources. Which to me, you make the teachers beggars at all. Every month. Na para ko sa MOE, conviene the program of the principal should encompass everything already. Para pwede usal MOE.
Falta.
I don't know, but that's only a comment. Unless the chairman of the Committee on Education has something to share, he is more an authority on the matter. May I hear from my distinguished Hijo de Ayala?
Member Elbert Atilano, you're recognized.
Actually, during my first term, I was working on that, but I was stopped by the law because in the special education funds, only 3 are mentioned. Prior to that 3, that is special education funds was really intended for sport development. Then later, lumaki na, sobra, so central building, pati hiring of teachers, plus MOE. We tried that, no? Kasi sport, no problem. That's why I was trying to look for not only for sport, kaya mga drum and lyre, mga, ay siya gani, anda sila mag-participate. But it is not mentioned. So in government procedure, one, it is not allocated, no? In national or account, you cannot allocate. So, pwede sa mga allocate, MOE. So, alias itaginda kanila. Now, there are principals, hindi ka na itapidi kita usa sila MOE. Na others, si marada taga na ang may sila problema because there is a very limited MOE. So, we try that. Even giving of incentives to those who winners of this mga competition, hindi ta pwede. No? That is why I don't know how we are going to go about it. Probably if we will come up with an ordinance, but what will be our basis? Because usually our basis for ordinances comes from national law. No? Baka por eso, that is why. Now if that is not included kay Ablasal DepEd, kita kasi we are a family of LGU. LDepEd has a very big, the biggest family in the country, no, with the biggest budget. So I don't know how they are going about that. No, so kaya this year, kita LGU, taentra kita mang-assist, but we also, there is also limitation because we have bigger responsibility. Ang kwento lang kita in Nantes, basura, STO, health, no, and other things. So, por eso tan limit amin ka naton. Although, kere kita, pero tan limit.
Okay, any objection? Chair hearing none, the motion is approved. Session is adjourned.
Palente.